hello, SC for Ed family. It is the SC for Ed board. We are live. Been working on the state caucus.
I don't think
Are we
we're
live?
I'm looking, but I don't.
It says we're live.
Okay.
Are you live in the page or the group?
Are we live, y'all? Blink once if we're live, because we can't.
Are we live as Lisa Ellis or SC for
Let me
Ed?
see.
I went into SC for Ed.
I thought SC for Ed's live.
Hello,
Oh.
friend.
I mean,
we're there. Yep,
Paige has it.
we're there.
Wait, are we on the page or the
Paige is watching.
Yep.
I'm watching. I see us. Do you see us?
I do not see us.
Are we in the page? Are we in the group?
I'm her.
Are we in the group or are we in the page?
I don't know. I just tapped on the notification.
As usual, we are a hot mess, which is what makes us so lovable.
Hi, Lisa Young.
I mean, there's people watching us.
Yeah. So
We don't know where we are, but okay.
We're gonna find us.
Here.
Just start talking.
So we have been spent the last probably 3 hours planning our second annual SC for Ed State Caucus. It is coming up in 2 short weeks on Saturday, October 5th. Can you believe that it's already almost October? Craziness. But we're super excited about it. We have Sue Weems is going to be our keynote speaker. She is an amazing teacher, one of the 2019 South Carolina Honor Roll Teachers of the Year, one of the 5 finalists. We also have breakout sessions with Senator Mike Fanning, Representative Wendy Brawley. We've got Kayla Gilchrist from More Justice talking. We've got
Robin Bruce Bowman.
Robin Bruce Bowman.
Our
Our activist. We've also got our own Christy Schrader, who is going to be
Yes.
talking about how parents and community can be involved. So we are really excited about this year's lineup. We think that it is a building on what we did last year for the state caucus, but also what we did last year throughout the year to make things better for teachers and students in South Carolina.
Keep going.
We're having technical difficulties back here.
So the event is going to be at the same place it was last year, Wardlaw College of Education at USC. Tickets are on sale right now on Eventbrite. You can go to our website or our Facebook page. They are $15. That legit is just us covering the cost of putting on the event. Sadly, none of us are making any money off of this endeavor at all.
No.
Yeah. So what else do they need to know?
We are making negative 42 cents.
Well, we need you to know that if you're interested in coming and you think you're coming, the sooner you buy your ticket, the easier it is for us to plan what we're trying to accomplish for you. We have like little swag bags and things, but it's hard for us to put all that together if we're not sure how many people are coming. So if you've been waffling or it's been on your to-do list and it's moved to number 97, I understand that. My to-do list looks a lot like that, but maybe bump it up to like 50 or number 2.
And two would be right. And we are limited in space as well, so hopefully we don't run out of space. But the sooner you get the ticket, the more you're guaranteed to actually have a spot and not have to sit on somebody's lap, which could be weird and probably inappropriate.
Yes.
And our new website is scfored.org.
Yes, we do have a new website.
scfored.org.
Go see it.
Super easy to remember and tell your friends.
You do need to go see it.
It's
Because
amazing.
it is beautiful.
It is beautiful.
If you have questions, let us know while we're on. We're happy to answer.
Kendra, Kenzie, we love you too. Hello to Allison Mackey and Corey, we love you. Lisa Young, hello. Also, a good thing about State Caucus, we are doing something a little different that we've not done before. Those of you who are interested in serving as area reps, we are doing a special presentation, or I guess workshop, for those of you who are interested, kind of explaining what the role of an area rep is, discussing different things that have been done in the various areas that we've already established, giving you the opportunity to work with area reps and kind of ask them questions about how they're managing their time, how they're getting people involved, how they're getting people to come to events, things of that nature. So if you are interested, you definitely want to come to that session. And then for our area reps who are watching, there will be a special training for you too, closed door, with some of us.
Secret.
And it's going to be really good. So that's new that we've not done before, and we're really excited about it to bring more people on and to grow the SC for Ed brand.
And if you were wondering if we need area reps in your area, the answer is probably yes. We have reps in Charleston and Spartanburg, Greenville, Columbia, some of the bigger cities. But Myrtle Beach, they will also tell you that they would also love some help.
Yes.
But especially if you're not in one of the bigger cities, we are very unlikely to have representation in your area. Do you want to talk a little bit about what area reps do?
Yeah, so our area reps are, I guess you would say like an arm of the board. So they work with us to kind of lead their local area. So they work on local issues, so issues that they see in their school district and their schools. They also work to establish school level reps, which is a big thing. So they kind of help us get that Red for Ed Wednesday thing going and getting information about SC for Ed into our local schools. In addition, they're also responsible for hosting monthly meetings in their local area. And in those meetings, they give updates about things that we as a board are doing. They also give updates about what they're doing as area reps, and so much more. It's really a long list of things. They're just awesome people like us. When education has a problem, we come to the rescue, and that's pretty much what our area reps do. I mean, that sounds so superhero.
We are superheroes.
But literally, that's pretty much what SC for Ed is.
I'm sure Ghostbusters is copyrighted, but who are you gonna call? SC
for Ed, literally. And if you call us, odds are, if there's an area established where you live, then we're gonna say, here's your area rep, you should talk to them.
Yes.
So they really do kind of help us with answering questions and really getting the work done. So we could not do this without our area reps.
As Sonny said, we also desperately need school reps pretty much in every school in South Carolina. School reps, to me, is one of the most important things that we can have, because that is going to be the internal network that can spread the information around that needs to be spread, can also help squash rumors that aren't true, can share concerns from you guys with the board and with the area reps. So if that is something that you're interested in, please let us know that as well. Again, we have very few of you, so if you wonder, it's probably yes, we need you.
And you can just send that you're interested to our email, scfored@gmail.com, and just put your name, your school district, and we can get that information out where it needs to go. Do we have any questions yet?
Not yet. If you have any questions, let us know.
So we are about a month into the school year. I think for most of us, it should be hitting the 4-week mark. And I personally feel like I'm just now not drowning anymore. I feel like I'm officially treading water, which is a good thing. I don't know how y'all feel. Keely, I feel like you said you're still
Oh,
drowning.
definitely, I'm still drowning.
Oh, yeah.
Hashtag SLOs. Hashtag SLOs.
Hashtag class I haven't caught in 9 years.
But just what are some things that you can be doing to, advocate for yourself and your students? Number one, the easiest thing there is, wear red on Wednesdays. That's a national trend. This teacher shortage is a nationwide problem. Although we have changed our language a little bit to say there is not actually a teacher shortage. There are plenty of certified teachers that exist in South Carolina, but they are not willing to work for the salary and under the working conditions that currently exist. So that's a little bit of how we've changed our own language to sort of combat that.
Reflect reality.
Reflect reality, thank you. We're Red for Ed on Wednesdays. Right. We need to find a picture of
Elmer's
Elmer's
doing it. Kenzie, if you're still watching, I'm gonna need Elmer Fudd in red.
Red flamingo! Red
He wears it for his honey
Red
when he's
flag.
hunting rabbits. Yeah.
Kenzie, you got us? I'm depending on you.
So, and then, take a picture. But the purpose of wearing red is that you see each other also in it, and you're part of this secret, not so secret club that wants to make things better. And you can do a little, wink, or that's probably not appropriate in today's climate.
Please don't wink.
So maybe do a little "I got you" sort of thing. Also, you
also can't do that.
No.
No gun symbols. No winking.
No.
To be
Maybe
clear.
you could like
Maybe thumbs up.
We don't have a Chinese sport yet.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, let's dab it up.
I'm
There you
sorry. 2019 so hard. So hard. You can't do any of the fun things.
Pew pew.
No, Elmer Fuck with his gun's gonna be bad enough.
Oh, no. Kenzie, no gun. No gun in that, Kenzie.
Also, find out when your school board meetings are
Number
and
2,
start
school board meetings.
showing up. And again, all you have to do is sit there and listen.
In your red. In your
red, yes.
You can throw a whisper to your neighbor if you know them. That always gets them interested.
Yes.
It does.
It scares them, is what
They're
she
like,
means.
what are they whispering
Why
about?
are they whispering?
But then, just sitting there, making your presence known is the whole, you're not going to do things behind closed doors anymore. We want to know what decisions you're making for us, and we want to be a part of the decision making. So that's number 2 that you can be doing. Number 3 is, I know that we have spoken to elected officials at the state level. They are still working on legislation, trying to fix the education reform bill, modify.
Well delivered. That was well delivered tone.
So, reaching out to them and saying, hey, just because you're not in session doesn't mean I'm not still paying attention to what's going on. And just again, reminding them of who you are. Now's a great time to call when they're not so busy, or to set up a meeting to sit down and talk to them about your concerns moving forward. I think as soon as the state caucus is over, we're going to be sitting down to talk about what are the top issues again for us to push for next year. And so we want to make sure we're communicating that out to the legislature to give them plenty of time to make that work in our favor. Plenty of time. So if you have suggestions that you want us to take a look at, you can comment during this live session. Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, comment or ask questions. I know, again, of course, salary is going to be a number 1 sticking point because we're still not where we want to be, and they're not removing some of the extra working conditions that are making our job so much more difficult. So that's the thing. We're also continuing to push for the no retaliation bill to help teachers, but there's other things that we're looking at as well. So if you have thoughts, we'd love to hear them.
You can sell it to them at the state caucus.
Yes.
Do we need more contracts?
Yeah, that's so I was about to bring that up. Sonny, do you want to take it away?
Yes. So one of the things that we are looking at and researching is this lovely piece of writing that is in all of our contracts about other duties as assigned, or other duties deemed responsible, or whatever that verbiage is that makes us have to do things without pay when staying over and all that good stuff. We want to see those things in your contract. So if you are so willing, please cross out your name and all your personal information in your district contract and send that to sefored@gmail.com so we can continue our research, and you'll be hearing about that very soon.
Yes, there's 82 school districts, and I think we've received 10 contracts from school districts. So again, like Nicole said, same thing with school reps. We probably don't have your school district, but that is something that we really are going to move forward on to try and get that language either become more specific or ideally removed completely out.
That's the goal.
Because we think that causes a lot of problems, particularly at the elementary and middle level.
Yeah.
If you're looking at like a long-term schedule of your school year and your days you go to school and days you don't go to school, just know that the legislative session starts in January, and that's something to maybe keep in mind.
Yeah, we are very likely I would say almost 100% that we will be
Mhm.
having a hill day
Mhm.
in what, January, February timeframe?
Late January.
Late January.
Late January. So
all of you
please try
that
not to
may
be sick
feel
right
a
before
little
that.
sick,
Get
let's
sick
try to take some emergency immune boosters so we can,
Budget that
so we can have
time.
days later this year.
Because it won't be fun if you're not there, number one.
No, absolutely.
And it also will not be effective if you're not there, which is probably the more serious of the two. There is one thing. Okay, so Lisa, somebody is asking me, they're saying that on all the stuff we put out, they can't find the Eventbrite link. Where do people go to find the Eventbrite link?
So the easiest thing to do right now is to go to our website, www. Do you still say
No.
www? Okay.
No, not-
That's
not in
2018.
2018. Okay.
You also don't have to say HTTP.
Right.
scfored.org. If you go to that page, there will be on the main page, there is a link that says learn more, and there's a link that says register. If you click on the register link, it should take you, is somebody testing
We're
this?
testing it out.
Yep.
This is
Double
live,
checking.
guys.
Live
Okay.
testing just for you.
It does.
It does. So on our website, scfored.org, main page, scroll down to register, and that will take you to the Eventbrite where you can register.
I also Googled Eventbrite SC for Ed, and we were the top result. It's the
Oh.
second annual SC for Ed State
Wow.
Conference.
Wow.
That could be because I do SC for Ed in my Google a lot, but that could also work for you.
I don't think so. I think it's because we're that cool.
Yeah.
So go ahead and register, and we're excited to see you there. And I mean, we did a lot of events last year, but the state caucus was one of my favorites.
Absolutely.
Again, just getting to meet people from all over and just to hear the feedback of how much people learned, and they were now ready, or at least way more comfortable to speak to the stakeholders about the issues that plague all of us, I think.
Yeah. If you're nervous about anything or you feel like you're the only person, this is a great event to come to and see all the other people that are nervous too and still doing it, or just to see you're not alone, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you feel like I'm the only person in my building every Wednesday wearing red, come meet some other people to sort of remind you the spirit that you're fighting with. You might be alone in your school, but you're not alone for real.
And I'll be honest, y'all, last year, the amount of people that were fired up after leaving the state caucus, I mean, I don't think there was anyone that I met that wasn't like, let's do this. There's so much good information at the state caucus for you to learn. A lot of it you probably don't even realize you should learn. I mean, I remember I was at just why elections are important in gerrymandering. I was sitting in that session, and when I saw the South Carolina gerrymandering maps, I mean, it was... I mean,
It's bad.
the conversations
It's bad.
we had were very, very just eye-opening, to say the least. And that was every session. Every session was very impactful. So if you are just, you know, we're all teachers, so we like to learn a little bit. If you are one of those people that really just want to learn new things, this is a great event to come to.
And the more you learn, the easier it's going to be to talk to your legislators when the time rolls around.
That's
So it makes it easier to reach out to them, whether it's you're reaching out with comments or questions. But these conversations are going to help you. So taking action now, we have to be active all year. We can't just wait until May 1 event rolls around. We have to stay active the entire time, to stay present, and to stay on top of all of the new information that's coming out. So we're counting on you to do that.
That's right. And for all the retired teachers out there who have thought about running for office, or maybe you haven't thought about running for office, but now I'm
Thinking
making
about
you.
it.
There's something for you. Shout out to Stephanie Denise, who is going to be hosting a session about running for office and how to get involved in that process. I think that's going to be very informational as well. So hopefully now you are thinking about it.
Well, and especially if you are a female retired teacher, we've also found some grants that are running around our
That's
country
right.
now. So if you're a woman who wants to run for office, you don't even have to go into debt to do it. So come check out Stephanie, come talk to us. We would be happy to help in any way we can. We need your voice. Yeah.
And we can help you get the word out. If you decide you want to run for something, we can let people know on the page, and they can help support you and help your campaign. Maybe.
Yeah.
It's optional. We're gonna make you.
No.
And we appreciate on the Facebook, y'all are not seeing this, but we're getting some shout outs on Leanna Rossi Potter.
Yay!
Hey, Leanna. She says the caucus was a great event and very informative. Can't wait until this year. And Kenzie says yes, yes, yes. If lack of confidence is in talking to your legislator is your issue, this caucus will be a huge help.
Oh, thanks.
Awesome.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Nice.
Yes. Hey, since we're here, also Dottie, why don't you tell them about the cool thing that you made happen last week with the Hootie and the Blowfish?
Oh, our Hootie and the Blowfish concert. So we were super excited. For those of you who saw on our Facebook page, that we had the ability to partner up with Hootie Gives Foundation with Richland County Public Education Partners, and we stuffed over half a bus with school supplies. We're not quite sure if that.
It's a big bus.
It's a real bus, a real size bus.
It's a big bus.
And so we, the donations ended on Friday, and so we'll get a total for that amount. And so we'll be giving you guys some updates about where those school supplies are going to be headed. But it was just really, really awesome. One, just on the SC for Ed page, y'all's comments that you saw and how excited you were that Hootie recognizes what we're doing, and they've always been friends of public education. But we were just super excited to be an organization that they felt was really doing some good for students in South Carolina and to have that recognition. We also were just thrilled with the people that came out to the concert. I mean, people showing up to a concert with a bag of supplies. It was very, very cool. We had some awesome volunteers. Super shout out to all of our volunteers that came that didn't attend the concert but were collecting donations. And those conversations that we had, everybody that came up to us was just thank you so much for what you're doing. Thank you so much for the teachers. Lots of times they would tell us about a teacher that they had that was important, or their own children go to a school that they love and want to be supportive. So people care about teachers, and I think this was another community event. And kind of as we're talking about that advocacy piece, the community is part of our organization. This is not just for teachers. This is not just for administrators. This is about the community of South Carolina seeing the importance of public education and how we can have those conversations. And that definitely is happening at our state caucus. When we talk about action steps, the people that are around you who are already supportive. And maybe you're not really sure, but you're willing to take a risk of having a conversation with a supportive school board member or having a conversation with a supported admin and say, what can we do to support this? How can we support teachers? Maybe your administrator can't speak out. Maybe your school board member isn't in a place where they can say that, but maybe a group of teachers can. So figuring out how you can work with people. There are people that are more supportive than you may feel like they are, but that Red for Ed is definitely another way to show that solidarity. So Hootie the Blowfish, rock stars, thank you so much for that support.
Literally rock
They're
stars.
literally
Yeah.
rock stars. And it was just really cool to see that. But I wanted we want to let you guys know that sometimes we feel like the community doesn't know what we go through. But that was one event where the people that were there, the press that we had, the conversations that we had, all of that just reinforced what we all believe is that education in South Carolina is just such a foundation for everything else that goes on in the rest of the state.
Yeah. Keely and Lisa had a really exciting day yesterday. We opened a new chapter in Marion.
Shout out to Pam.
Yes, Pam. And Anne Marie.
Yes,
Who were both there. So yes, we had the opportunity to drive to Marion. We had a delicious lunch at Etc. Cafe and Bakery.
Yes, that's right.
That is on 1228 Cabana Drive. So if you have not been, I know.
And you don't even have to pay us for that.
No. But
That
it was
free.
delicious.
And really, it's just right off whatever the interstate is taking you to Myrtle Beach.
I mean, y'all want them to eat their bad.
I know, it was
I did.
really
Not
good.
20 or 95.
So they make a croissant that has Bavarian cream inside it.
Oh, Lord.
And Hershey's, I don't know if it's Hershey's, syrup, chocolate syrup, and then they put whipped cream on top of it and more syrup.
It sounds real fancy.
It was
She ate that on
delicious.
August.
She ate that?
I
And you
did.
didn't die.
I did not. It was
Not
delicious. But anyway, so,
That's a lot.
but we had some great dialogue talking about the issues that Marion County and Dillon are dealing with, and we're really excited to get into that area of the state. Look forward to seeing all the awesomeness that Pam now builds based on our conversations from yesterday. It was really a great.
It was a great experience.
It was a great experience.
They were ready to take the next steps, which is if you're like, oh, I'm ready to do this now, are they willing to help us? Absolutely. We want to come sit down and talk with you. We'll help you get started.
Yeah.
A lot of times it's like a brainstorming session where you're talking to us about what's not working in your area, and we're talking about what we've seen around the state, and we can give you some ideas about what, some steps you might be willing to take or want to take next. And again, it's that support piece. It's the not feeling alone. I'm a high school teacher, so I know in my area we always, like, you're in your room by yourself, and I don't think if I didn't work with Nicole, I don't know that I would ever leave my room. And it gets very lonely. There's lots of people there, but it feels very lonely. And it feels the same way when you're ready to start advocating for your profession, a profession that has been on the bottom end of the stick for a long time. But I also just like to say shout out to Speaker Jay Lucas, who was at the Hootie and the Blowfish.
That's right.
He did not come to the SC for a table, but I took the SC for a table to him very respectfully.
She sashayed, y'all. There was sashay.
But humanizing people all over the spectrum of education. Hootie and the Blowfish, uniting people.
Absolutely.
Of all
That's a
kinds.
good way to say that.
Yeah.
And then yesterday, Paige also had an exciting event. You want to tell them about Lexington?
Did. So Lexington had their caucus. A lot of other areas were able to have them in the summer. And just logistically, that didn't work for Lexington County. So we had one yesterday, and we had some really awesome speakers. Amanda, help me with her last name.
Stiegelbauer.
Yep. She was fantastic. And brought some really awesome just like visuals and just has a really great speech about the economics of what it means to be a teacher and how that contract of like doing what's best for kids versus having those administrative and extra duties and what that does to she has a really cute little chart. It's awesome. It's fantastic. And it talks about like the more of the duties that you're doing, the less of what your time you're expending doing what's best for children. So that was fantastic. We had an awesome panel discussion. SCEA was a part of it. We had Representative Russell Ott, who was a part of it. Americans for Prosperity had Candace Carroll there, and then Ellen Weaver, head of the EOC Education Oversight Committee, and with Comment of Promise was there. And so we all just had a conversation about what accountability needs to look like and about funding formulas and teacher recruitment and retention. And those were really big topics, so we only kind of got to skim the surface of them in the amount of time that we had. So we're looking forward to continuing those conversations throughout the SC for Ed Forum. That's going to be really, really cool. It was a great day. And Meg Huggins gave an awesome presentation at the end about what teacher accountability could look like. And how none of it really, like when you think of those traits that make a high quality teacher, it really doesn't boil down to test scores, which is really important.
That's right.
It's cool. It's a great day.
That's right.
Nicole also had an awesome Saturday.
Yeah,
I don't
she
know if you
did.
saw, but we were doing lots of different things
Yes.
yesterday.
Awesome. Yesterday.
Yeah.
It's busy.
I was at USC with a group of science and math teachers who are training for leadership positions and talking about SC for Ed. I guess, which is also to say, if you ever want to invite us any place,
We are always
we
available.
probably will show up. Which
You
really
really
is a
wanna-
sad commentary about our personal lives. I mean,
yeah.
Who needs to pay attention to your husband or children when you can instead travel the state and talk about education? But if you ever need us for anything, feel free again. Sonia gave you the email address earlier, scfored@gmail.com. Let us know if you ever need anything. We're getting close to wrapping it up, so if anybody else has any other questions, let us know. Anything else we need to talk about that we didn't cover?
No, I don't think so. I mean, just keep on. We know how hard you're working. We know that you're doing it for your students, but remember to take care of yourself. It's the same old, airplane oxygen mask. If you don't take care of yourself, there really is no one to take care of your students because we don't have enough teachers in the classroom.
And the robots will get broken.
And the robots will get broken and drawn.
They're like this big. They're
Take
little robots.
effort to break them.
That kid's gonna smack that robot down. It's gonna be over.
Think about how fast they break their one-to-one device and
For
or cell
real.
phone.
Robot's
gone.
But that's a good point to bring up. There's a lot of shenanigans that are coming down to try and fix this problem, and the only thing that is going to fix education in South Carolina is a quality teacher in the classroom. That is the only thing That is the research, actual research based, and not some shenanigans.
Like tier 1 research
Tier
that has
one.
been reviewed by independent panelists.
And a quality teacher that's not burnt out working 2 and 3 other jobs.
Yeah.
Right.
Word.
Not
So-
research that John did in his garage when he was building that robot.
Right. And so, that's the shenanigans that we've got to continue to bring to attention, and make people understand that, a little 2-foot robot is not going to solve the problem of educating the students, meeting all of their needs, not only the academic, but more importantly, the physical and the social and emotional needs that come into our classroom every day. Your voice is so powerful. You have no idea how powerful it is until you start to use it, and then you realize that people are listening and they are hearing what you're saying and they are willing to get on board and make these changes. But it is only going to happen with all of us using our voice and not just depending on somebody else.
That's right.
Absolutely.
That's right. Absolutely. So October 5th, we hope you'll join us. As Lisa said earlier, if you want to go to scfored.org, you'll be able to find the link there. We'll also share it out on social media in a bit. We have a question. Can we access the documents shared by speakers at the Lexington caucus?
Documents shared. I don't know that they have shared necessarily their presentation documents, but I can definitely look into that and ask. In the Lexington area, there are videos of the speakers. There's not one of the panel discussion because I was a participant and I couldn't film it and be in it at the same time, so that was a little complicated, but I can see what we can get, and we can definitely post some information out there on what was presented. And shout out thanks to Mike Burgess for putting that together. He's our Lexington area, one of our Lexington area reps, and we're super grateful for his work on getting that done.
The website also on the homepage has the register, but then there is a state caucus page that has the speaker bio, so you can go ahead and be seeing what sessions are available and who's going to be speaking at them. It's really some awesome speakers that really I think are going to just bring so much depth and value to the event. I can't wait.
And just remember, this October to January is us prepping to really bring it to them.
Yeah.
January to April, maybe the beginning of May, depending on how things work out. That's the fight. That's when they're in session.
And the
So,
sooner they know
get
it's
ready.
on your radar as a voting person,
yes.
because you should be registered to vote. The sooner they know it's on your radar, the more time they have, and the more time you have given them to say that this is important to you, it's important
And-
to their campaign.
If you are not registered to vote, there will be voter registration at State Caucus.
We're
So
gonna
we will help you.
We are gonna get you registered to vote. 2020 is important for education
That's
in
right.
South Carolina.
And lots of other things, yes.
And
Not
election
to
years
mention
are
the
not
prize that you'll get, or I guess not prize, the conference gift that you'll get
Mm.
is pretty amazing.
It is.
Oh, it is.
Yes, it is.
It's a good.
Can't release that yet. You gotta come find out.
It's true. That's a
It's
where your
big,
eyes
though.
on.
It is big.
Literally big.
It's really big.
Figuratively and literally.
Oh, yes.
Ooh.
Any other questions or what?
I think that's it.
Okay. Y'all, thank you so much.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for tuning in on
Continued
Sunday.
support and
Yes,
keep fighting. We are on the right side of this, and
We are.
we will win, even if it kills us.